and good morning. It's just 1 minute before noon, and it is time for our Friday Lunch and Learn. And that would be me, Dr. Polly Heil-Mealey, in downtown Humble with Abundant Health and Wellness. So we're taking some health questions and we're discussing some things today. And some people have already logged in and said that the sound is good. So sound is good. So I appreciate that. Hi, Alva. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you sharing, girlfriend. I just do appreciate that. So today what we're going to do is we're going to, why does my screen say invite? It shows that you're on. Why do I need to invite you? I don't know. I'm going to do that and see what happens. Invite. Okay. Invite to be a guest. Okay. I don't know what that means. See if you can say something. I don't know. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be talking about vitamins, because there's a lot of information out there that is fake news as far as nutrition goes. So what we're going to do is we're going to tell you 5 different ways that you can tell if your vitamins are real or if they are fake. Oh, okay. So that's what that does. That puts you on the call as well. Hey. Okay. Do you want to do? We didn't know what that was. Okay. So I'm going to split that stage. Unsplit that stage. There you go. Oh, we didn't know that would do that.
I don't know if that's new.
Might be a new feature. Okay, so anyway, so we're back to 5 ways that you can tell whether your vitamins are real, natural vitamins, holistic vitamins, organic vitamins, or if they are synthetic. Now, there's a lot of information out there that will tell you that you can overdose on these vitamins. Well, you can overdose on them if they are synthetic, but you cannot overdose on them if they are natural. Natural vitamins, your liver can actually make your vitamins, but if you're getting your vitamins from your food source, then you're going to want to make sure that it's 100% organic. So, okay, we're having some reverb somewhere around here in the office, so if we could kind of do that. Okay, so manufacturers, these are 5 steps to identify your vitamin labels. You want to look for 100% natural on the ingredients, okay? So some product labels will use the word natural, but it doesn't say 100% natural. So according to the FDA rules, you can have something labeled natural if you have 10 ingredients in the supplement that are natural. So what you want to do, if you're looking for 100% organic, then what you want to do is, we're having fun around here with our technology. It is a live program. It is. Okay, so you have to have the Organic Consumers Organization recommends looking for the product that contains 100% plant-based ingredients. Okay, that's what we're looking for. Hey, Becky, thanks for joining us. The second thing is you want to look for food source on the product label. So if the product label doesn't contain natural food sources, then you're looking at something that is synthetic. Look for food sources such as fish, vegetables, citrus, yeast, anything like that. So step number 3, identify whole foods in the ingredients instead of a particular nutrient. So you want to look for vitamin C. You want to look for the ingredient to say Arceola cherry powder instead of just vitamin C, because vitamin C can be just anything there, okay? You can almost always guarantee that it is synthetic if it just shows vitamin C and no food source on there. Look for salt forms, okay, salt forms on the label. So you want to look for words that include acetate, bitarate, chloride, gluconate, hydrochloride, nitrate, or succinate. I've never heard that one before, but you want to look for that as well. Okay, so I want to teach you how to look at your label and see if it is holistic or if it is synthetic, right? So these are the synthetic ones that you want to avoid. On vitamin A, you want to avoid the acetate or palmitate, okay? Vitamin B1, you want to avoid it if it says thiamine. Thiamine mononitrate, can't read these things, thiamine mononitrate or thiamine hydrochloride. Now, there's an exception to this. If you are suffering from nerve pain, neuropathy in the feet or anywhere else in your body, then this thiamine, the synthetic thiamine, is actually what you want. Natural thiamine does not alleviate the neuropathy, but the synthetic one does, okay? So if you're suffering with neuropathy, then you do want to get the synthetic vitamin B1, okay? Vitamin B2, riboflavin is what you're normally going to see, and that's a synthetic. Pantothenic acid is, if it says calcium D pantothenate, right? Because pantothenic acid is vitamin B5. All right, so you want to make sure that it comes from a natural food source. Vitamin B6 is peroxidine. You want to avoid that if it says peroxidine hydrochloride, okay? B12, you want to avoid it if it says cobalamin. You want to avoid it if it says that. PABA, P-A-B-A, para-aminobenzoic acid. You want to avoid it if the ingredient says aminobenzoic acid. Folic acid, right? You really want a product that says folate. You really want to say folate. Becky is asking me a question here. Becky, I have not found a good source of 100% organic vitamin. I was looking at what we have here, and we've got some really, really good products, but when I was looking at the label, they're not 100%. So I'm on the quest just like you. So try and get the one that is the most organic as possible, okay? So that's a very good question. Choline. Okay, choline is another ingredient, and so you want to look for choline, or you want to avoid choline chloride or choline bitarate. Okay, you want to avoid those. Biotin, you want to avoid the D/biotin. Hey, Millie, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I know it's your birthday today because my little calendar told me, so happy birthday. Hey, Daniel, I hope that you have dried out and that you are having a good drive. We're praying for your family. Vitamin C, ascorbic acid, we already talked about that. You want to have the food source from that. Vitamin D, you don't want to have irradiated or ergosterol. Okay, I have never heard of that word before. You don't want to have that. And you don't want to have it if it says calciferol. Okay, there's 3 different kinds of vitamin D, and so you want to have one of the other versions, okay? So vitamin E, oh my goodness, DL-alpha tocopherol. I can't see all these words, okay? You don't want to have that on the label, especially on your fat-soluble vitamins. So vitamin A, vitamin K, vitamin D, and vitamin E are all of your fat-soluble vitamins. So if you are taking them in a synthetic form, they can get stuck in the tissue and you can have a toxic load. If you're getting your vitamins from your food source, right, then you don't have to worry about it because whatever you don't use is just going to pass through the body because it is in the way that nature wanted you to do. Now, I don't have one to hand. Maybe somebody can get that for me. I did a phone call today about that DNA analysis. Do you know where that paper went that we had? Because it will give us some food sources for the vitamins, and maybe I can just pull that together. I don't know what Tracy did with that. And of course, Tracy's not here. She's never here when I need her. So
will you be posting this list? on your page?
Will I be posting the list? I probably can do that. That's it. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, dear. So this is our 90-day nutrition plan. I know it's backwards for you, and I apologize that, but it's our 90-day optimal wellness nutritional food plan. And on one of these pages in here, and I'll see if I can scoot to it really quickly. You can tell this is live because I'm not prepared, right? So it has all these like fatty acid indicators. What's in orange is what I'm needing. This isn't mine, but it's what somebody is needing. So, and then on the next page, so it shows you what nutrients you're missing. And then on the next page, it shows you the foods that you can get it from. So on your fatty acids, they will tell you you can use sardines, salmon, shrimp, mackerel, herring, or trout. Or if you're a vegetarian, you can do flaxseed, walnut, soybeans. Now, I never recommend soy, especially for us ladies, because soy messes with the thyroid and it messes with our estrogen, okay? Tofu is fermented, so that's okay. And then hemp seed is something else. So I'm looking for the vitamin page. And this is like a 30-page thing, so I'm going the wrong way. So let me just see. Let me see if I can find it. Ta-da! Here we go. Vitamin indicators, right? So this particular person was low in your B1, low in the B2, B9, and the D3. So low in all of those vitamins. So on her particular chart, let me just go over here, just because it'll help you. And this is something that we're able to give you. You can take it home. I'll go over it with you. But it gives you your food choices. So like on this page, right, she was low on D3. So this is what she can eat. Swiss cheese, oysters, sardines, cod liver oil, mackerel, herring, salmon, maitake and portobello mushroom, eggs, and if she gets more sunlight, she'll be okay. On her B2, so that's cheese, leafy green vegetables, almonds, asparagus, okra, chard, cottage cheese, yogurt, eggs, mackerel. I had yogurt this morning, so I'm good on my B2, all right? B1 is green peas, spinach, nuts, pinto beans, soybeans, brown rice, egg yolks. So you've got all of your foods here, and what we want you to do is we want you to go out and get the foods that you need to fill up your nutritional deficits. Yes, Becky, sunshine is good too, and if you go out in the sunshine, you need to go when the sun is at its best, which is between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., but you don't want to stay out longer than 20 or 30 minutes at a time because we don't want you to get burned.
Is that report from the hair analysis?
This report is from the hair analysis, so this is something that if you wanted to get this report, and this is tailor-made to this lady. So what we want to do is you want to come in and we'll get like 3 hair bits, pull it from the roots. We get the follicles and all that, so we can get it at the nape of your neck or the crown of the head. And what we do is we send that, we screen it, and we send it to Germany, to a medical lab in Germany, and they run the DNA analysis, and they send it back to us with this, I think it's like a 34-page report, and it tells you what you're missing. So it's a full, comprehensive, you can see here, you've got, it's all color-coded and all that kind of thing. So it tells you about your vitamins, your amino acids, your environmental challenges, your essential fatty acids, what foods are good for you, if there's any environmental interference like radiation and that kind of thing, any minerals, are you having any kind of mineral issues, and then any kind of resistance. So on the interference, That can be your computer, it could be low frequencies, it could be geopathic stress, it could be all kind of things. And it also tells you what food additives are bad for you. So we know, we know that if we're doing 100% organic, if we're doing 100% natural, then we're not going to have any food additives, because why? Food additives, they preserve the food, right? And they're toxic to our bodies. So this will tell you which ones to avoid. So it's all very kind of unique to you. And then we also give you a 90-day progress report. And then we have self-check progress, right? Self-check. So the test, Becky's asking about the test. The test is $125, I think, right, Trish? 125? Oh, 150. Oh, well, for today. If you call today, we'll give it to you for 125. Okay. So, yes, it is downtown Humble, Texas. Yes, Main Street and Avenue C. So if you call today and pay today, then we'll give it to you for 125. So make sure you tell Tracy that. So we'll give you a discount today. If you listen to the broadcast and you call and take care of that today, we'll do that. Like I say, what we do is we give you a pair of tweezers. You give me 4 hairs with the hair follicle attached. We scan that to a medical lab in Germany. It is read by the doctors, by the scientists there, and then you come back with a 100% organic nutritional list. So does it test for hormones? No, it does not test for hormones at this time, but we can come in and we can do hormone testing here in the clinic when we do evaluations. So at the back of this report, you've got a self-check progress. So this is day 1. So when you come in and you get your report, and it'll ask you different things like tired. Are you tired? Never, sometimes, whatever. So it's on a sliding scale of 1 to 10. 10 is never, 1 is extremely. Temperament. Are you a bit racy or are you calm? Well, it depends on the hormones, doesn't it? Because sometimes I'm a little bit racy and sometimes I'm not. A little snappy. Very bad tempered or very, very calm. So it gives you this. So you do this when you get your test. Then you do again at 30 days, 60 days, and then at 90 days. And what we hope is at 90 days, everything is over here in the 10 column because everything has been resolved. So yes, you're right. Food can be your medicine. We want food to be your medicine. It's a lot cheaper. It's a little bit more intense as far as you've got to go and shop and find it and prepare it and cook it and all that kind of stuff. So it's a crazy kind of thing. But if you can't do that, then we've got supplements as well. Is organ system cleansing, just not on this report, but that's something that we do when we evaluate you, okay? We will do the iridology exam, and then we will look at your systems, and we can see which systems are vibrating correctly, so we can look at every system, your kidney, bladder, liver, bowel, small intestine, your neurotransmitters. It's just all kinds of things. So if you want to look at, and those are some good questions, Becky, if you want to look at some of the technology that we use the DNA nutritional hair analysis. We also do EAV, which is transdermal analysis. You can Google that, or you can go to our webpage and you can see that we have a little short video on that. We also do the heart rate variability monitor. Now, you're not going to be able to have all those done at the same time. So, but those are some different things that we offer. We're trying to get new technology in all the time because it's very, very important that you have some real concrete evidence on what you're taking. Now, cleansing is something that everybody wants to do, but you know, cleansing takes a lot of energy in the body. And if you're very sick, then your energy is already depleted. Yes, you need to cleanse. We all need to cleanse. But if you don't have enough energy, you can't just cleanse right off the bat. So that's one reason why we want to do the RCCP. And the RCCP stands for Restoring Cellular Communication Pathways. What time do we have? Oh, we have time. Let me just get an RCCP. Would you get me an RCCP, please? That box that's over there. Yeah, we'll talk about RCCP, and then I can explain that to you, because a lot of people want to cleanse, but they are not able to. So, and of course, you're going to see this backwards. This is, okay, so I need some help here. Get all my papers back in order. There you go. If you'll take that for me, just right there. Thank you. All right, so this is Restoring Cellular Communication Pathways, right? It comes just like this. So when we open it up, we've got two little booklets. We've got this white booklet, and I do want you to read this because it has all of the way that this system works. And then on the back is the protocol sheet that tells you how to do, what to do, when and where. This other book comes with it, and this is the Detox Solution, in case you can't read that backwards. It's the Detox Solution by Dr. Patricia Fitzgerald. Now, I know her. She belongs to one of the same professional organizations that I do, and she's brilliant. She is a traditional Chinese medicine doctor. Okay, she's very, very good. And she put these products together. They're all synergistic. What does synergistic mean? Synergistic means that they all work together, and that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that they all work together. So it is a 7. See if I can show you this.
You have another question.
It is a 7-product protocol. Another question. What question do we have?
A body may be
malnourished. Yes, the body may be malnourished, but the body's not malnourished because we're not eating. The body's malnourished because it can't process. So part of that is because of the enzymes. So this is what it looks like on the inside. Now these 3 down here, these 3 bottles down here will last you the whole 90 days. The other 4 will only last you 30 days. But let me explain what's in there. So we all have talked about probiotics. We've all heard about probiotics, right? Everybody can go to the drugstore and get probiotics. But this is what the problem is. You may not be able to process all the different probiotics, so you're just not going to get the benefit of them. If you're stressed, if you're malnourished, Becky, then you're not going to be able to get them to go where they need to. And the thing is that they need to survive digestion. Now, ours, in this bottle here, they are in spore form, and there's a prebiotic with it, so that means that it goes in, it survives digestion, and it gets to the bowel where it needs to. The other product, the GALT, this is gut-associated lymphoid tissue. Now, your gut-associated lymphoid tissue is in the small intestine, and what it does is it strengthens your immune system. So all of that gets destroyed by our lifestyle when we're stressed, when we're drinking too much tea, we're drinking too much coffee, we're drinking monster drinks and all that kind of stuff. And when we use sweeteners that are not natural sweeteners. I know nobody likes sugar because sugar is very, very addictive. But for example, sucralose is sugar washed in chlorine. So what does that do? It hurts your liver. It makes your body not able to absorb what it needs to absorb, and so you can get malnourished from that. So a lot of people drink the diet sodas and all that kind of stuff. You don't want to do that. NutraSweet has some wood alcohol in it. It's got some formaldehyde in it, and we don't want to have that in our body. So we don't want to do that. A lot of times when we've got candida, when we've got fungus and all that kind of thing, it's because the gut permeability has been destroyed. Now, I know it's a big word and it's a whole big deal, but we've got protocols for that as well. We've got this little bottle. These are ionic minerals, trace minerals, and macro minerals. And what those do is they go in and they replace the body and take care of that. This rehydrate, makes your water wetter, and it also helps you with your neurotransmitters. Now, your neurotransmitters are your dopamine, serotonin, GABA, all that kind of stuff. And so it helps make your neurotransmitters and get that going the way it needs to.
Leaky gut.
Leaky gut, yes, when you've got that permeability in the GI tract, they call it leaky gut. Now, Dr. Cass will always say if you had leaky gut, you would die. And so it's called passive leaky gut. You're really not leaking from the gut. But what happens is the mucous membrane dissolves because of what we have in there, and then the candida and the fungus and all of the mycotoxins get in there, and they make that very permeable. We've got a lot of stuff going here in the clinic, so I apologize if you're getting a little confused with all the noise. I apologize about that. So anyway, so that helps. Then we've got all of those are rebuilding. Here is Catazyme 7, which is another of the components in here, and this is a really good digestive enzyme. Now, if you've got an ulcer, we're going to change you to an enzyme that doesn't have protease in it. If you don't have a gallbladder, we're going to change it to an enzyme that has oxbile and different things in it. So we're going to be able to change that depending on what your particular needs are. But those are the 5 components that rebuild the system. So if you come in and your resonance is really, really low, we're going to recommend that you do this. Now, there are 2 other components. This Nat Body Clear, this clears you at the cellular level. Now, this will take care of the liver. It will take care of all of your organs of elimination. And then this is the last component, Nat Colon Clear, and it takes care of parasites. It takes care of your mycotoxins. It takes care of bacteria. It takes care of heavy metals and that kind of thing. So all of these products, it does have a little bit of detox in the component, but it's mainly a building system. So I recommend everybody who is over 50 does this once a year. If you have an autoimmune disease, I recommend that you do it for 90 days. If you have cancer, I recommend that you do it for 90 days. And we've had people that have had diagnosed autoimmune disease, and they use these products and they build their resonances, and they're able to get out of that diagnosis. So that doesn't happen for everyone, but it has happened. So I would encourage you, be really careful if you are wanting to detox, because if you don't have the energy to do it, then what's going to happen is you're going to have a problem. You're going to have a detox reaction, Herxheimer's reaction, healing crisis, anything like that. And you're not going to be a fan of getting healthy, right? A lot of people say, well, I felt bad, but then I went to the health food store and I got these certain products and I feel even worse now than I did before. And that does happen. Back in the day, they used to say that if you didn't have a healing crisis, that you weren't getting to the root of the problem. And I'm glad that the profession has moved a little bit more forward thinking now. So we know that we don't want to engender a healing crisis. We want to make sure that you're able to progress along the continuum from illness to health. You want to progress at a very safe speed for you so that you don't get overwhelmed. So when you're buying things off the shelf, when you're buying things without an evaluation, you might get something that's a good product, but your body's not ready for it. And so this is why we have the evaluations. Now, almost everybody, we've been doing the RCCP here in the clinic for about 7 years, and we've had one person have a very, very violent reaction, and we found out later that she was extremely sick. She didn't even know it. So most of the time, we don't have a very negative reaction. What we normally do find is that when you get the body working the way the body works, that weight is not an issue, energy is not an issue, digestion and elimination are not an issue. So it all is about frequency. So think about your cell phone, think about your iPad. When you don't plug in your phone, what happens, right? It doesn't have enough juice to work. So if you're down to the 13% on your battery, right, on mine, it gets a little red line, it turns red, and it's like, yikes, plug me in, because I don't want to lose service. Well, your body is the same way. And a lot of times people come in and like on our heart rate variability test, and I can maybe show you that next week. Maybe we'll talk about that next week. But what you want to do to be in optimal range, you want to have all of your systems operating at 80 to 100%. And many times people come in and they're operating at 1 or 10 or maybe 20%. And so when you're operating at that level, you're just not getting what you need. So we've got a lot of things to talk about. If you have any questions, let me know. I think I'm probably out of time now. So I appreciate you inviting me into your lunch hour. I certainly invite you into mine on a Friday, and I appreciate you. And if you have any questions, let me know. Yes, Nellie's on and Donna's on. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for listening. Feel free to comment, feel free to ask a question, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.